Magna Defender's kinda emo. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 10th episode of the show Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, as well as the 303rd episode overall titled Sunflower Search. We start this episode at night, where Magna Defender talks about his past and mentions a person named Zika. He will never forgive Scorpius for what he did to them and their planet, which we see explode. We see the battle on the planet, and monsters are stealing jewels. Jewels doesn't really feel like Scorpius's forte. Magna Defender goes to fight them, and he's talking shit to them, and he even calls out his Torazor, which we see. Scorpius is there, saying he has something he may be interested in. It's Zika, his son. He's held captive, and Magna Defender drops his weapon, and he tells Torazor to retreat. He's then beat up pretty good by the monsters, and then he's hit down. He begs for Zika to be left alone. Zika then says he'll save his dad, charging Scorpius with a little knife, but then he's fired at, falling to the ground. The monsters leave, and Magna Defender goes to his son's body. Well, Magna Defender still has his son's knife. Okay, I guess we're just killing more kids recently than usual. On the Scorpion Stinger, Treachron says they have Terraventure nearby, and they're going to employ a surveillance system. We also see a monster there named Fishface. Seriously, that's his name. In the dorm, these giant sunflowers are there, and Kendrix and Maya talk about how beautiful they are. Treachron is listening in through the surveillance system, and Maya says that the flowers are so special on her planet. Fishface takes this as a clue for the Lights of Orion for some reason, because they have statues of sunflowers on Terraventure. Feels like a reach. Then Fishface leaves. We see this ugly-ass statue, and Fishface shows up using his blast bag, which kind of sounds dirty. Then he's shot at by the Magna Defender, who shows up ready to throw hands. Stingwingers attack, and he slashes them down. Meanwhile, Leo is sad because Mike's still dead. Okay, look, at some point, he's gonna have to start to move on. His communicator goes off, and Alpha says that there's trouble at the plaza. He runs out. Magna Defender and Fishface are about to fight, and the Rangers run up watching. They see the civilians, and Leo has an idea. Leo yells for Fishface, taking him on with his Quasar Saber. The others do too, and then they take out their Quasar launchers, but somehow it doesn't work. Fishface hits them back, and Magna Defender fires at him, but then he rolls away. He keeps firing even though there are a lot of innocent people around. He ends up hurting them. Then the Rangers try to stop the Magna Defender, but Fishface fires at the statue. No lights. He leaves, and the Rangers try to help the people. Leo and Maya yell at the Magna Defender about how he's out of control. And he basically says, "No, I'm Batman. I got stuff to do. I gotta be alone. Bye." He walks away somberly, talking about how they will never understand his pain. Then a giant fireball falls to the ground, which is a whole other headache of a question about how it got through Terraventure's dome. Magna Defender refers to this as his ultimate weapon, walking toward it. In the dorm, the Rangers lament how the Magna Defender doesn't really care about anyone except for himself, which is kinda on them. I don't know why they just assumed that this dude had to be good from the start. Kai says that he has a mission, so he wants to carry it out. They notice Leo is being quiet, and he thinks it's a personal vendetta. And he says that his anger is so great it consumes him. Whatever. They get beeped again by Alpha. At another ugly-ass statue, Fishface is back with Stingwingers, and a little girl wants to get her bear back. Ooh, that sounds weird. Her mom says no. Great content, Power Rangers. The Morph Rangers show up, and they start fighting off all the Stingwingers. There's some good moves in this sequence. They're trying to protect the statue at this point, and I have to ask, why? Fishface runs away, and then he gets fired at, and it's the Magna Defender coming back in slow motion. My god, we get it. They take each other on, and the Magna Defender is doing great. Then that stupid little girl comes back for her stupid little bear, and she's grabbed by Fishface, who mocks Magna Defender. He tells everyone to drop their weapons, so the Rangers toss down their sabers. Magna Defender remembers Zika, flashing back to the flashback from earlier in this episode. Did we just watch Zika die twice? Magna Defender decides to move forward without dropping his weapon, and the Rangers tell him to stop. Leo runs like an idiot, stopping Magna Defender, and Fishface shoots him in the back. He tells Magna Defender to control his anger, but they're both blasted by Fishface again. Then Damon says, "Hey little girl, over here," which is hilarious and creepy. He gets the girl to run to him and even saves the bear. She runs off with her mom. Fishface blasts the Rangers down, and Magna Defender takes back on Fishface. Leo tosses Magna Defender his sword, and he uses it to slash Fishface real good, before dropping to his knees. Fishface says there's only one statue left, so it has to have the lights in it. He blows it up with his bag thing, and nope, no lights. Fishface then takes out his potion, drinking it and growing giant. The Rangers teleport into their Zords, forming the Galaxy Megazord quickly for once. Fishface takes them on, kicking them onto the ground, and then he slashes them a lot from there. They call out the Condor missile mode, but they can't get it fired before they get hit down, breaking apart into their individual Zords again, and then into Galactabeast. And the Rangers hit the ground. Oops. Then, the ground shakes, and things are rising up. Here comes the Torazor. I guess that's what broke the laws of physics by entering Terra Venture. The Rangers act impressed, like they haven't seen pretty much the same thing already with their own Zords, but whatever. Magna Defender then grows giant and gets red. What the hell is happening? He gets on Torazor's back, riding him into battle, like really slowly. I mean, this is also obviously a toy, and it's kind of hilarious. Fishface then just walks over and he grabs Torazor by the horns, but I guess this is impressive enough to push him back. Magna Defender jumps off of his back, fighting Fishface with dual swords now. Not gonna lie, this actually isn't terrible, it's just a little weird. Magna Defender gets hit down and Leo and Kendricks use their trans daggers to distract Fishface enough to let the Magna Defender recover. Then Torazor tosses Fishface in a hilarious way. Magna Defender calls for the Defender Torazor, which turns into the Zord earthbending apparently, standing up on its hind legs, and the Magna Defender then just gets inside of it, revealing a full-fledged Megazord. Ta-da! He then does a sick spin attack, and immediately blows Fishface up. Okay, that was a little underwhelming, but, I'll accept it. On the Scorpion Stinger, the villains lament that the Torazor is here. Treachron promises to kill the Magna Defender, and Trakeena says that they'll come up with a plan. Also, the Magna Defender is walking away, and the Unmorphed Rangers are following him, telling him to get a grip on his anger. Magna Defender then explains how his only son is dead because of Scorpius. And then we see Zika die again. Leo tells him that without control, he's as bad as Scorpius, but Magna Defender ignores him, walking away. The end. This episode actually is not terrible, and it's a solid introduction to the Torazor. I just think it's kind of hilarious that we had to see poor Zika die 3 times in this episode. Like, whoa. Really wanted to get their money's worth out of that one night shoot they did, huh? I will say, though, it's a bit frustrating that this whole storyline feels a bit like the Rangers are just collectively saying the same things over and over again. I would actually be interested in Leo if he actually understood Magna Defender and the others didn't, causing a rift in the Rangers a bit, but whatever. There's only so much storytelling that you can actually properly expect from Power Rangers. The next episode's one that's burned in my memory for some reason, but until then, may the power protect you.